So, this is going to be a very short story, and I actually hope that by God's grace that one day I'm going to get to have a sit down with this couple so that they can tell us this story. But in the spirit of like not missing your season, and like as I was saying, the prepared one, it's a vacancy. You know, your partner in marriage is a vacancy, and the person who is prepared is the one who is going to fill it. So there's this lady that I fellowship with, and she was telling us her story of how she ended up with her husband. And she was saying that they were in the same group at church. The what? The youth group, I think. And he was like a leader or something. And then, but they were not like close or whatever. They had never like really interacted or whatever. And this story is kind of crazy, but it also shows. You remember how I was saying, like, when it's God's doing, like in the spirit of Isaac and Rebecca, there is so much speed that is added to it. And even when you do the year of the bride fast, you will see a lot of marriages, especially when God has just an assignment that he wants people to do on the earth, and he's just bringing his people together. Because I told you, marriage is about purpose, and it's an institution engineered by God. When God wants to do, he brings people quickly. He brings them together quickly. So in the spirit of that, now you're going to understand why. And I'm also going to link another story, a year of the bride fast testimony that I saw that kind of underscores what I'm saying, like speed and how you're supposed to discern, the way I was saying in the other video, and how God brings together people and expedites the process, and how you will be in awe. Your head will swim. You know how in Amos 9, verse kutoka 13, 14, 15 hapo, it says that things will be happening so fast, blessing after blessing after blessing, your head will swim. So that's what it is. Because especially if it's a restoration kind of thing, there is added speed to it. Like, let's say God is restoring years. You know how we were saying, like, you have waited for so long. Maybe it was a demonic embargo. Maybe it was a curse on your bloodline. Maybe it was a spell, an anti-marriage spell, because those things exist. If you do the fast, you will understand all those things. And those are the kind of spiritual things that you deal with when you're standing on your watch and you're not slumbering and you're waiting well. So when God restores you, restores the years that have been eaten by the locusts, Joel 2:25, he will add speed to it. Because when he's restoring years, it's like, you know how you hear people, and I'm eating into my time, you know how you hear people 13 years of barrenness, and then suddenly you have quintuplets. Because those children were supposed to be born in different years. But now God has compounded that. Maybe that first child was supposed to be born in year 2 of marriage, the other one in year 5, the other one in year 6, 7, 8, whatever, until 13. But now, because those were missed times and seasons, he compounds and he gives you all the babies at once. You carry them at once and you raise them at once. That's what restoration looks like. It's like Pro Max. Yeah? Blessings on blessings on blessings all at once. So this lady was saying she was ready and she was praying. She was ready. She wanted to get married. And she had a previous relationship, but it was not it. Everyone who was wise counsel was advising her against it and all that. And then there was a certain guy that she was talking to. And that's why I was telling you, like, you never know. Because she was thinking that it was this guy that it was going to, the way people think, we date. And I think I've mentioned this in a previous video of Valentine's is coming. Where is your boyfriend? Like, if you're single, just know you're single. Even if you're in a relationship and you have a boyfriend, you're single. Don't let your boyfriend keep you from your husband. Me, I'm that type. I am single. As long as there is no ring on this finger, me, I am single. before God, as long as I'm not in covenant with anyone, I am single. So even if you're in a talking phase, you're in a relationship that you're planning, oh, we'll become boyfriend and girlfriend, and then we'll become sijui what, and then we'll proceed, and then after some years, and then we'll get married. And that's okay. Like, don't cheat yourself out of the process if that's what God has called you for. But for me, I honor friendship, and you can build that really well, and you can build it even very fast. And I honor commitment, which is covenant in marriage. And the only title that makes sense to me is a fiance. Between those two, between friendship and marriage, the only thing that makes sense is a fiance and an actual ring, because that's commitment. Like, you've come to where I came from, my people, and you've told them, this girl, I want to bring her into my family. I want her to be part of my people. I want her people to be my people. As long as you have not said that, I'm sorry. Maybe that's why I'm still single. Anyway, so this girl was in a talking stage with a certain guy. And that guy was taking his time. And she had, because you know when you're ready, and you know what you're praying for. So she was ready, she was praying, but the guy was not, he was taking his sweet time, And then now this other church guy, now her husband, they were both church guys, if I'm not wrong. Now her husband just, I don't know, he just invited her out. This is why I would like her to tell the story, because I want the details. I like the details. He invited her out. And then she was like, why is this guy inviting me out? Like, we're in the same circles, but I don't really know him like that, So they went to a nice little park, which I will not say, because it's one of my favorites in Nairobi. It's not Uhuru Park, by the way. So they went to a nice little park. And then I was asking this man, and I'd like to ask him on camera, like, who trained him to be like that? Like, he was moving with the speed of Elijah. Because when he went there, he was not beating around the bushes. His approach was like, yo, they both know each other. They are not strangers, but they just have not had that, relationship or whatever. So he was like, so I want to marry you. And he presented her with something that explained his feelings and his thoughts. He was very direct, and she was in shock. And her response, this is why I was telling you, see, even the way Abraham responded, her response was not no. Her response was, let us pray about it. And as godly people that I think they are, they prayed about it. They even went on a fast. And that's what I was telling you. That fast is very important. They went on a fast, and at the end of the fast, the Lord revealed that this man the Lord revealed that this was really his will. So they were not walking in carnal, they were not carnally minded, they were not seeing things as like in the natural. They went to God, and they stood on their watch, and the Lord spoke, and they are happily married. They have beautiful babies, and they are like really friends. Like, you see that aspect of friendship that I was telling you. Like, if you even see the way they talk, manze, they are so in sync, manze. They are so in sync. And of course, they took time, of course, to plan the wedding and whatever. Theirs was not like rushed, and none of the others that I was talking about is rushed, because what happens is the Lord will expedite it. Most of these people you hear, it's that they talk a lot, they spend a lot of time with each other, and they also spend a lot of time in the presence of God. So whatever they are seeing, they are confirming it, because somebody may see this and think that being love bombed is God working. No, like, even if somebody is working, is on you, like they are really, pursuing you or whatever, you have to confirm it with God in prayer. And you don't have to have, you don't have to rush it. Like if you need to go on a fast, go on a fast. If you need to go into your quiet time and just sit, ask a question, and hear what the Lord is going to say, do it. But I've done that and I've gotten answers to different things in my life. That's why I was telling you, your communion with God is very important. It's not just that now that you want to get married, that's when now you're communing with God. Like, who do you think God is? Okay, relax. God is not like us, but like, come on, man. Like, even him, amekuonea 18. Like, he already saw you coming. You just want to talk to him or you want to be with him because you want a husband. And that is not going to work well for you. Or you want a job suddenly. That's not going to, or you want your finances to be okay. That's not going to work. Like, you need to be in communion with God so that you can even hear. Because this lady, probably she would not have even agreed to go on that date per se, because that's what I was telling you, it's so subtle. Guy, the way your people are going to come, it's so subtle. She was invited out. If she would have said no, because she had hopes with the other guy, she was like, maybe she was like, I'm just going to wait for him, and I'm waiting for him to ask me to be his girlfriend, venye ninawambia, like the way we plan our things, and then somebody, God is like, that one, no. You are seeing with your natural eyes, you are naturally assessing this, but if you're spiritually discerning what I'm doing, there's my son over here and I'm sending him. And so she did not close that off. She went on a date and the rest is history. So my thing is, hata sijai kuwa na moto mingi hivi. I've never had this kind of fire to talk about this particular topic like this. And I believe it's because it's the season and the time for that. Like, what are the odds that, of course I knew, I had heard Prophetess Tiffany saying that she wanted to do this in August. But men plan, but God is the one who establishes our plans, right? So like, and I know it's because it's coming up in just it's next week actually, if I'm not wrong. So I just wanted to drop this here and allow you to have time with God, to ask him if this is something that you should do, to ask what you should go, what should your expectations be, because that testimony that I'm going to put in here of that other lady who did the Year of the Bride fast and got like so many testimonies, you're going to see why it's so good to be specific when you're starting a journey like that, even a journey of fasting. Like, we were told in church, because we ourselves were just on another fast, which concluded this week, a corporate fast. I'm not saying this to like brag or whatever. It's something that is known or whatever, because it was corporate. The one thing that they were hammering into our heads was like, Daniel was not fasting for 21 days. He was fasting until he got his answers. You see? And being intentional like that, especially when you're going into the presence of God, is so important. Being specific. Like this lady, you're going to hear what she's going to say. Like, she asked God, she got even like financial testimonies. Like, she asked God for a specific 85,000 specific amount, like a job paying a specific amount. That's why I'm telling you, this fasting is not just about marriage. If you are delayed or if you have things that are just, zinakata kusonga, like that's one of the things. And for me, I think what I gained from last year was stature in the spirit, and there are so many things that were just broken. I'm telling you, me altars. Hey, me, I never knew that it works like that. That you can be praying, and what you're praying is doing another thing in the realm of the spirit. I never knew. And yes, I'm still single. But what I have received is even more than what I went for. And maybe God one day will give me the leeway to come and just explain more of that. But yeah, so be encouraged. And thank you for watching and staying this long. And really consider that first.